Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video. And if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. And there's not been a lot of anticipation as there normally is in the media space, specifically on Twitter leading up to training camp. And it's the Dallas Cowboys, so you're going to expect something juicy for it being the first day. The very first day they did not practice. So on Monday, it was pretty much an opening presser for head coach Brian Schottenheimer, Jerry Jones, and Stephen Jones, and mainly just the people in the front office. And boy, Jerry Jones is already on his madness. So I got a little clip here that we're both going to react to. Pretty much Jerry Jones giving his comments on the state of the Dallas Cowboys and regarding Micah Parsons' contract. And he was pretty much giving an excuse for the reason why he hasn't signed him yet. So let's get right into that.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money. Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to.
So there was Jerry Jones's comments that he had to make. I want to first off and go on a rant and say this is super unprofessional. I appreciate the honesty. I really do. Some people would not have the nerve to even bring out that when it comes to refers to Dak Prescott and the Cowboys situation. So I appreciate the honesty. But you haven't won anything, Jerry Jones, to talk like this. You know, George Steinbrenner, the old owner of the Yankees, he would say some stuff like this. But guess what? When he was owning the Yankees, they were winning some World Series championships. And he didn't have a layover of 28 plus years of between him not winning another championship. This is something that George Steinbrenner would say. But, Jerry Jones, you do not have the right to do that. You do not have the right to sit here and call out your players like that. Because if I heard this clip and I'm Dak Prescott, I'm like, what, so you don't believe in me either? You going to sit here and make a comment about Micah Parsons and the reason why you haven't signed him to an extension is because you're using that as ammunition for when you sign me? And you're sitting here saying, well, I had a guy who we signed him to a long-term extension and he ended up missing over half of the season. Really, Jerry? This is something Jerry Jones has to get into his head. Injuries are part of the game. It's football. Something or someone is going to get hurt. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, all the great quarterbacks have been hurt at some point. Patrick Mahomes, he made a whole Super Bowl run limping around on one leg because of an ankle. Joe Burrow, first year under the helm, tore his ACL. He's had some wrist issues. But we've not heard their owners sitting here debating whether or not if he deserved to get his money or deserved his contract extension because it was a no-brainer. But yet Jerry Jones wants to go out here and trash on Micah Parsons just because for the first time going into his, I think this is going to be his 5th year or 4th year. I want to say if it's his 5th. He missed 3 or 4 games for the first time in his whole stint being on the Dallas Cowboys? Really, Jerry? When Micah Parsons is not even an argument the best player on your team? I have a problem with that. Because commitment builds trust. It builds trust not only between you and the player, but you and the team. Everybody on the Dallas Cowboys roster right now more than likely can agree that Micah Parsons deserves to be paid because Micah Parsons has a resume that exceeds what anybody else on that team has. You've had people in the media over here comparing him to the Lawrence Taylor. Granted, those were a little unrealistic, but you get the point. He's that type of player. He's a person on the defensive side of the ball. He is a gadget. You can line him up on the line or off the ball. He has all these accolades to his name. He's regarded as one of the top 3 best defenders on the defensive side of the ball in the NFL. But yet, we're having a question of whether or not you're going to pay him when people who are not better than him in Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, well, I wouldn't say some of these are on par with Micah Parsons at their respective position, but Micah Parsons, because he's the type of player you can plug and play him anywhere on the defense, and he is a gadget guy. That itself exceeds him above everybody else. But here's the list. TJ Watt just got paid $41 million. Myles Garrett just got paid $40 million. Max Crosby, $35 million. Nick Bosa, $34 million. Brian Burns, 32 or 53, not 52, 32 or $33 million. All of those guys have been signed, but yet arguably the best player at his respective position right now is currently not signed. I think that's a massive problem. And I imagine the teammates in the locker room is thinking that. So, Jerry Jones, when you're making comments like this about your team and about your players, why would they want to go play for you? Why? You're sitting there trashing your players. Why would they want to go play for you? I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, your team has to play for the owner. Because the owner owns the team. The owner sets the culture and the precedent. Some players have no choice but to play for you because they're under contract. Some people like the status of Micah Parsons or CeeDee Lamb. They can't demand no trade because they have no choice but to be there. They got to feed their family. So a lot of the guys who are not the Micah Parsons of the world, like your second tier guys on the team, they have to play for you. So come Sunday, when you're making comments about them, about Micah Parsons and the best players on the team, they can sit there and question and ask themselves this question, well, Darren, what does he think about me? If he's saying this about our best player, I wonder what he thinks about me. It's legitimate. It's a legitimate argument to make. But I have to, and one more point when it comes to commitment, look at the Philadelphia Eagles. You utilize your extensions. You extended Jalen Hurts before the QB market went insane. You got him at a bargain right now. You extended A.J. Brown. You extended Smitty, Devontae Smith. You extended Zach Bond, offensive line. And then went on to win the Super Bowl. But I have to commend Micah Parsons in this front because he was interviewed by James Slater as of yesterday. I want to absolutely commend him for being the ultimate leader right now. I know a lot of teams and, a lot of players would hold out in the situation that he is in, especially, Trey Hendrickson with the Cincinnati Bengals, another edge rusher who needs to be paid as well. He's currently not at training camp for the Cincinnati Bengals, but Micah Parsons is there and he is present because he's exhibited that he wants to be a future leader for this team. And I wholeheartedly commend him for that. And I think it's one thing for his leadership because in the interview with James Slater, he pretty much stated that he is not there for Jerry Jones, but he's there for his teammates. And as long as he's under contract, he is going to continue being there for his teammates. Although he did not practice because he is currently having some back issues, like as he stated in his interview with James Slater. But I want to give Micah Parsons credit in that front. But altogether, Jerry Jones needs to know to keep stuff like this in house. If you have a problem with Trevon Diggs, and I know I haven't brought this up. If you got a problem with Trevon Diggs not being present with the team when he's recovering off the field and away from the team from his knee surgery that he's had, just let him know it personally. Don't go out in the microphone and trying to be a big dog and just trash the man where everybody knows it on social media. Not a good look. If you have a problem with Dak Prescott missing games, say that to his face. And if you have a problem signing Micah Parsons and for Dak Prescott being the reason why, have that conversation with Micah Parsons. Do not go out here for the whole world to see and hear you trash your star players. It's not a good look. Not only for the organization, but the players. Well, I wouldn't say organization. Just, it's not a good look for the front offices, and it's not good for the players. So the organization as a whole. And you look like a clown show going into the regular season. Because Brian Schottenheimer, when he first got hired, he pretty much was wanting to set a culture. Pretty much get rid of the clown show that has been the Dallas Cowboys over the recent couple of years. And what Jerry Jones has done, he's pretty much contradicting the claim that Brian Schottenheimer was trying to make. You're putting Brian Schottenheimer in a bad hole. Because when he got the job, people in the media were already mocking the dude to begin with. Making fun of him. Oh, how did he get this job? He wasn't even never considered to be a head coach and a head coaching candidate. You had all these things going on in Dallas. But yet, here's Jerry Jones adding fuel to the fire. He even made a statement, which I forgot about when I was writing up my show. Jerry Jones pretty much stated that he had contemplating giving up the GM role. Well, Jerry Jones, I'll do you one better. How about you do us a favor and just give up the ownership role? Do the people of Dallas a solace. Do the organization, the players, front office, do everybody a solace. You're in over your head. You're riding off the past. We thank you for everything that you've done. We thank you for making the Cowboys a $10 billion playpen and play toy that you've brought it out to be. But at the end of the day, all that's cool. We know you enjoy the money, but us fans are not getting that money. What excitement do we get by watching you get $10 billion? The excitement we get out of this is you putting the best product you can out there on that field, and I commend you on that. The last couple of years, you have done that to a T, but on a personal level, you have not helped yourself out when it comes to media and things of that nature, but I digress. But all in all, us fans the only thing we get out of doing this is a championship. And last time I checked, we haven't had one of those since 1995, 1996. It's been that long ago, Jerry. So when you say that you're going to give up your GM role, you might want to consider the ownership role as well. But I digress. This is the Cowboys training camp so far. Outside of Monday with the press conference, I haven't heard anything else. Everybody's pretty healthy. No other type of contract talks going on with Micah Parsons. He's had some interviews here and there with people. CeeDee Lamb obviously made a statement yesterday talking about Dak Prescott and the team. Talking about how nobody wants to see them. It's regular talk, but nothing very huge outside of this news that happened Monday. And I've been meaning to talk about it, but I've had some stuff going on this week. So I finally got to it. I will continue to cover the Dallas Cowboys training camp and figure out if there's anything else that's going on in the next couple of weeks, because we got another 3 weeks and still rest of this week because something foolish is end up going to happen. And I know by time before the regular season ends, Micah Parsons is definitely going to get paid, but we're just going to have to wait and see. What do you guys think about all that? Do you think Micah Parsons is going to eventually get paid? Do you agree with the statement and comments that Jerry Jones had to make at Cowboys training camp? I want to know all of your comments down below.